Learn English through story. The Mirror of Regret. In the heart of a bustling city, there lived a man named David, a successful lawyer in his late 40s. Known for his sharp intellect and persuasive arguments, he was respected by colleagues and feared by opponents. However, beneath the polished exterior lay a man burdened by the choices he had made throughout his life. David's journey to success had come at a steep price. In his relentless pursuit of wealth and recognition, he had neglected the most important relationships in his life, those with his family. His marriage to Lily had crumbled years ago due to his obsession with work, and his 2 children had grown up feeling like strangers. They had all but stopped trying to connect with him, convinced that their father cared more about his career than about them. One evening, after a particularly grueling day at the firm, David returned home to find an envelope resting on the kitchen table. It was from his daughter, Emma, now a young adult pursuing her dreams in another city. The letter, though beautifully written, was heavy with sorrow. "Dear Dad, I hope this letter finds you well. I wanted to share something important with you. I've been doing a lot of thinking about our relationship and how it's affected my life. I've often felt like I was in the shadow of your success, and it's hard for me to remember the last time we really talked. I want you to know that I love you, but I also need to step away for a while. I need to find my own path without feeling overshadowed by your expectations. Take care, Emma." David's heart sank as he read the letter. He felt a wave of regret wash over him. How had he allowed things to deteriorate to this point? He had been so focused on building his career that he had failed to nurture the relationships that mattered most. The realization hit him hard. He was losing his daughter, perhaps irretrievably. That night, unable to sleep, David wandered through his house, lost in thought. He stopped at the wall line with family photographs. Each image reminded him of moments he had missed: birthdays, graduations, and simple gatherings that he had chosen to skip for work. In that moment, he felt a deep sense of loss and emptiness. The following day, determined to change course, David reached out to Emma. He sent her a heartfelt message, apologizing for his absence and expressing his desire to reconnect. To his surprise, Emma responded warmly, agreeing to meet for dinner the following weekend. As the days passed, David found himself consumed by anxiety. What could he possibly say to bridge the gap that had formed over the years? He wanted to express his love, but words felt inadequate. He decided to prepare for their dinner by reflecting on his life choices. When the day finally arrived, David arrived at the restaurant early, nervously fiddling with his tie as he awaited Emma's arrival. When she walked in, he was struck by how much she had grown, both physically and emotionally. She approached him with a cautious smile, and he felt an overwhelming rush of emotions. "Hi, Dad," she said, taking a seat. "Hi, Emma." "Thank you for meeting me," he replied, his voice trembling slightly. For the next hour, they talked about surface topics of the weather, work, and her recent adventures. However, David knew they needed to dive deeper. Gathering his courage, he said, "Emma, I want to apologize for how I've treated our relationship over the years. I've been so focused on my career that I lost sight of what truly matters. I've missed so many moments with you and your brother, and I regret it deeply." Emma looked down at her plate, contemplating his words. "I appreciate that, Dad, but it's not just about the apologies, it's about actions. I need to see that you're willing to change." David felt a pang of desperation. "I promise you, I'll make it my priority to be a better father. I'll take time off work, we can spend weekends together, just like we used to. I want to be part of your life, Emma. I'm willing to do whatever it takes." As the conversation continued, David poured his heart out, sharing his fears and regrets. He spoke about his childhood and the pressure he had felt to succeed. Emma listened, her expression softening as she saw the vulnerability in her father's eyes. "I want to understand you better, Dad," she said. "But you need to be willing to open up and share more with me. I don't want to just be your daughter when it's convenient for you." David nodded, realizing that he had kept his feelings locked away for far too long. "You're right. I promise to be more open, to share my life with you. You deserve that." As they talked, David felt a flicker of hope. Perhaps it wasn't too late to rebuild their relationship. They made plans to meet regularly, and David vowed to make the necessary changes to prioritize family over work. In the weeks that followed, David kept his promise. He began taking time off work, attending Emma's events, and truly listening to her. He also reached out to his son, Ryan, mending their strained relationship and making an effort to be involved in his life as well. However, David knew that the true test of his commitment would come in time. There were moments of struggle, times when old habits threatened to resurface. Yet, he remained determined to break the cycle. One day, as David sat in his office reviewing a case, he received a call from Emma. She wanted to share exciting news as she had been offered a job opportunity abroad. Instead of feeling proud, David felt a knot in his stomach. Would this be another reason for him to lose her? "Emma, that's incredible, but what about our plans?" he asked, trying to mask his anxiety. "Dad, this is a great opportunity for me. I'm still going to come back home and visit. I want to make this work," she assured him. As he listened to her, David realized that the chains he had placed on her life were breaking. He was learning to support her dreams, even if it meant letting go. The day Emma left for her new job, David stood at the airport, his heart heavy yet filled with hope. He had come to understand that love is not about possession but about trust and support. He embraced her tightly, feeling proud of her achievements. "I'll always be here for you, Emma, I promise," he said, tears brimming in his eyes. "Thanks, Dad. I love you," she replied, and with that, she turned and walked toward her new adventure. As David watched her go, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. He had learned a valuable lesson: relationships take work, but they are worth every effort. He was no longer the man defined by his career. He was a father committed to rebuilding the connections he had once taken for granted. From that day forward, David continued to nurture his relationships with his children and found a balance between his career and family life. Through every challenge, he remembered the mirror of regret that had prompted his change. His story became one of redemption, a journey of love, growth, and the power of connection. I hope you enjoyed the story. If you enjoyed, then please like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe our YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.